And no doubt students of international students of musicology will be reminding us that that was the American national anthem. My apologies. This is the Scottish anthem. They're up for it, aren't they? They are up for it tonight. Scotland supporters, it is filling up all the time, this stadium as well, isn't it? We talked about the gaps that were showing, but they are pouring in all the time here, and it's getting fuller and fuller. Look at that, that stand opposite. And it is a wonderful atmosphere. Let's remind ourselves of how they're lining up tonight. That late change for Scotland. Andrew Henderson starts tonight in the number 9 shirt. First of all, Ian Henderson out with an injury. Ben Fisher, who should have been the starting 9, has missed out because he limped off from an injury in the warm-up. And it means that Sam Barlow, without a shirt number, we hope he's got a shirt on, comes in on the bench tonight. And the United States not making that many changes. This is their third game in 9 days. What an effort by him. 1 or 2 go out. Tagovailoa is out, so Michael Garvey comes in the centres. They too have had a late injury problem. Les Soloway, who was supposed to start on the bench tonight, limping off from his warm-up with a rib injury, aggravating a rib injury. So Judah Lavulu from Cabramatta is the man who comes in at prop. He's only a youngster, 22 years of age, but I'm sure that he is very proud tonight ahead of taking his part in this memorable USA World Cup bid. Our referee tonight is Thierry Alibert, the Frenchman. We're told that after this tournament is finished, he will be stepping down from international officialdom. So this could possibly, theoretically, be his last international game tonight, but sure he might get one of the quarter-finals, semi-finals, or even the final. He's keeping his fingers crossed. The Scottish camp, Steve McCormack, the coach, up there, hopeful, optimistic, very pleased with the way his side have performed so far in this tournament. And Joseph Paulo, he of the Wiggles fame, is the man who gets us underway, and Scotland will have first touch of the ball and the first chance to fire it back at the States here.
It's a big ask of the USA tonight, Dave. I think this third game in 9 days, and a really determined Scotland team. They've been shocking the world, haven't they? As the Wiggles said, they've been doing things that we didn't expect they were capable of, and I'm sure they're really confident they want to finish high tonight.
Well, it's the same for both, isn't it? You know, before this tournament began, you look at the fixture list and you looked at Salford, Thursday night in Salford, and Scotland against the USA. What's that going to be like? Well, it's going to be an absolutely fabulous game. Good take by Peterson, who runs it back. And he's going to be tackled 35 metres out, 25 metres out in this opening minute. How surprised are you, Brian Noble, that this is a pretty much full-strength American side here tonight, given that this is their third game in 9 days?
Well, they've all played together, and their first 3 games, as you said quite rightly, the friendly that they had in France, where they shocked the French by beating them, so they stuck together. And I was thinking about, they probably get 10 days before the quarter-final against Australia. And I'm thinking, well, we came a long way. We deserve to put our best team out and give it all we've got. because resting people, what does it matter? Realistically, are they going to shock the world and beat Australia? I don't think so. So this is another chance to show their showcase against a team of similar talents.
Here comes Hurst to run it back, the Scotland winger who's going to make it to the 20-metre line. I wasn't thinking so much resting players, but the fact that it is 3 games in 9. I mean, how much is fatigue likely to be a factor as this game goes on?
Absolutely, it's definitely going to be fatigue, particularly for the Americans. I thought the last 10 minutes of the Welsh game, they were towing a little bit, you know, they were creaking a little bit, and so they're going to have to manage their energy really well tonight to get the kind of performance they want. But they've got some proud players out there that will lead the way, but the Scots should have the more juice, Dave.
You notice that Andrew Henderson is wearing the number 14, not the number 9. He's kept his original shirt for this game, and if you are just switching on and wondering whether the Scots have made a very early substitution, that's not the case. Ben Fisher injured in the warm-up, so Andrew Henderson comes in to start, and we know Hendo very well. He's going to enjoy this night tonight, isn't he?
At this point, Beretta for Emo has had a terrific World Cup. He's done himself no harm. Wherever he plays or what he does, he's made an impact, hasn't he? He's got the team rolling forward as he did there.
At wide, the US begin to look. Newton with the offload. Back it comes to Tui Samoa, who's got a chance to start here tonight. He's been behind Joe Luani, who has been the starting number 9 in the tournament so far, but Tui Samoa, when he's come on, has really impressed, so he starts the game tonight. And here the United States beginning to find a little bit of width as Matthew Shipway from South Newcastle is tackled. It's the last tackle. So Joseph Paolo puts the kick high. Matty Russell has a look behind. A bounce is kind enough. He was leaving that.
Matty Russell, didn't he? He was confident that was going down. And in the end, he was proved right. So no Spanish Inquisition there. And he got it right.
Drummers here. The band's here, helping with the atmosphere. And plenty of Scots have come down as well. I was talking before the game to the man from the Glasgow Herald, who was initially only planning to come down and do a feature piece on Scotland's first game, and they've fallen in love with the tournament. The people from Glasgow, and he's down covering the whole thing.
Who hasn't? Haven't you?
Everybody. I'm talking about the people who weren't into rugby league. It's really brought a lot of people in, hasn't it?
Everybody's into rugby league. We just got to show them.
Walker with the drive. Adam Walker picked up by Andrew Henderson, but it's a fumble. And the United States get the head and feed.
Let's have a look here. Throwing it straight through his legs, hasn't he, Walker?
It's an odd little fact that the Scots could win here tonight, of course, and still be pipped for qualifying. So imagine that. They win 2 and draw 1. And Italy, if they beat Tonga in the last game by more points than Scotland, then it will be Italy who go through. And there's a bit of history as well, and the Scots will tell you this. 1974, the Football World Cup, Scotland that year did not lose a game in a group against Yugoslavia and Zaire and Brazil, and they went home without qualifying from beyond the groups. And the only other team who didn't lose in that tournament was West Germany, and they won the Football World Cup. So Scots hoping that first they can win here tonight and that little bit of history doesn't repeat itself.
You pulled that one out, haven't you?
Here comes, that's the man from the Glasgow Herald, by the way. Here comes Craig Priestley, who puts it out of play, 20 metres away. So the United States setting themselves up here with bags of confidence. The way they've been playing so far, it's going to be Offerdal, who finds a way through, very nearly 10 yards away.
He's had a good tournament, Offerdal.
5 to go. Here's Joseph Paolo, the man who makes it tick. Christian Free, the fullback, in there. But the Scottish line is honest enough on this occasion. Matthew Peterson, Joseph Paolo back on the inside. The big men trying to make a big difference, but Pettibone, the man who's on his way to Wigan, lifted up and put down. So they'll have another go. It's with Priestley. Newton. Oh, he's dropped that. He's dropped it. And the referee says went backwards.
Yeah, I think he tried to offload it backwards, Newton.
Thierry says it's gone backwards. What Thierry says goes on this occasion. And the United States have 2 more tackles. There's the 5th. Here comes the last. Joseph Paolo with that chip. Peterson goes up. There's a Scottish hand there, so it'll be another set for the United States as Shipway comes up with possession, but hang on, he's knocked on. The referee says we'll have the first, so the United States will still get head and feet.
I'm sure Helliwell did the greatest thing for his team there. I think he needs to try and catch it, because tried to bat it down. Is it Helliwell? Yeah, Peterson gets the first one, and yeah, it's Ben. It's Hallowell that gets the touch, isn't it? 6 again.
And that was the knock on, or the
Shift
offload backwards by Newton.
Nice and tight. Where is Mook?
Yeah, well, there's a case for it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the United States ain't complaining. 10 yards to cover, 6 tackles in which to do it. This
Surrender!
is Christian Freed. That's the first gone.
He's had a good tournament, Freed, hasn't he? Offerdale, Pettiborn, Newton, Freed chiming in out the back. Priestley and Paolo, you have to say, have been outstanding.
Good solid effort by the Scots defence there to repel Pettiborn's advances. Here is Shipway, Matthew Shipway. Still about 8 metres from where they want to be. Paolo with a short flat pass, the reach, has he got it down? Well, Thierry was right there, but he's not sure. So he's going to offer this one up to our video referee. And the man in the truck tonight is Henry Perinara. So, Henry, what do you make of this?
Okay, so the ball is still up, obviously. Okay, if we can slow this down. Slow. The ball's still up. Up. Pause. Can we go frame backwards? Frame it back. Keep going. Yep, pause it there. Thank you, that's down. Yep. Thierry, it's a try, mate.
So the message has been relayed, and Christian Freed has scored the first try of the night here. The ex-Connecticut Wildcat gets the United States on their way, leading by 4 points to 0. And he's looking a happy and relieved man.
He's had an unbelievable tournament as Christian Freed, and he just hits a hole off that man, Joseph Paolo, again, and he's not sure, is he, Christian Freed? He's been given a score here. Paolo there with the big lie, the double pump. Christian Freed, did he or didn't he look at it in the real action? Anyway, he has, because it's on the straw, it's on the score. He scored it. Christian Freed has got it down, and they've got a call there.
Did they cut the grass today here at Salford?
They did, yeah.
Whoa.
Cut the grass.
If they cut it a little shorter, that wouldn't have been a try.
He's been given the benefit of the doubt at least, and Paolo's pulling the strings again, isn't he? A little double pump and a little bit of lie and a bit of deception, and then all Christian Freed has to do is hit a hole and gets the ball down.
By the way, our video referee tonight, Henry Perinara, we understand he's had a little bit of family sadness back home, but is here tonight with us despite that, and our thoughts very much with you as well, Henry. All our thoughts from the production staff. So it's Joseph Paolo who's looking to add the 2 to the 4. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. He's just drifted it wide. So 4-0 to the United States. Good start for them.
Paolo again with a double pump, attracts Wallace out of the line, and Christian Freed hits the hole that Wallace leaves, and 4 points. Good start, the USA.
And what a competition, what a job Terry Mattison's doing. I think he was due to fly back on Saturday to join up with the North Queensland Cowboys, wasn't he, for their pre-season. You're going to have to wait a day or two, boys, because he's going to be here for at least another week or so. And it is an astonishing story, isn't it? 1 training session before the World Cup, 3 games in 9 days, 2 of which they've already won, and here in game number 3 they're winning again.
And the trip to France pre-tournament, remember, with their win, and there were a few signs there, weren't there? Everybody looking at the result of that fixture, going scratching their heads, thinking, what?
Here's Offerdale, Mark Offerdale. Just short of the 30 metres, just short of 10 minutes played. Priestley to Newton. Clint Newton, one of the several players in this United States squad who were born in the United States. They're going wide. Oh, it's bounced off the knees of Peterson, and a little bit of luck for Scotland. Peter Wallace grabs a hold of that, and they need this possession here and a chance to build inside their opponent's half. Brett Phillips with the initial thrust. Henderson, Andrew Henderson, is the man operating from dummy half. tournament he's had. Playing here tonight against the United States, met up with Prince Charles just a couple of weeks ago as well.
I think Prince Charles had got in a word in edgeways.
Here's Danny Brough. Wallace. Peter Wallace wide to David Scott. And David Scott almost finding a way past those defenders. Helliwell. And now Wallace. Wallace with a testing kick. It's a rather slight figure of Craig Priestley who got up there to claim it. And he keeps it in the field of play.
Did well, Priestley, under a lot of pressure. And now the USA are under pressure to come off their own line, and Scotland will really work manfully here to keep them in this part of the field.
Thierry having a good look, making sure that that was not on the whitewash, that it was in the field of play. Peterson. Out from dummy half. Well, there's 3 tackles gone here as Offerdal again bringing it firmly forward. And the last tackle. So Priestley with a kick. He was behind the 40. Not that that matters given the trajectory of the kick. It was simply looking for as much distance downfield as possible. It bounces kindly into the hands of Matthew Russell. And Russell 10 short of the halfway line.
Yeah, he's done really well as well in this tournament. Matthew Russell is one of the standouts for this Scottish team.
Well, that's good by Hurst.
That's great.
Here's Danny Brough. The Scots are keeping it alive here. It's Danny Addy playing in the centres today with Kane Linnett not playing. Adam Walker. Bit of muscular thrust provided by him. 2 wrapped around him. 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs. Danny Brough. Wallace. Russell into the line. Good footwork. Helliwell now running into a bit of a cul-de-sac. What can he muster from here? He's past Paulo and reaches for the line. And he's just held up just for a moment. It looks as Joseph Paulo was beaten there. What determination by Ben Helliwell.
He thought he was there. Oh, Ben Helliwell.
It was just asking the referee, was that not worth a look at the video maybe? Danny Brough. Good defending by Priestley, the man in the middle. So Wallace stands and waits on tackle 6, and Danny Brough goes wide. It's a forward pass. It's a forward pass. Alex Hurst is up and celebrating. The crowd over there are in raptures as well. But it's going to be called back, and the USA get the ball back.
He was in a good position, and the linesman was in a good position. He's adjudicated this one from Danny Brough. Great cut-out pass, but went forward, screaming in success, but not quite successful enough, Alex. Led off for the USA because they had them on the numbers, and we saw the weekend that the USA are quite prepared to defend well when they have to.
Great encouragement for Scotland, and how close they came here.
Yeah, Helliwell, he's over every day of the week. Great play from Wallace going through the line. Paulo grabs him by the shirt tails, but you got to say it's a great call from Mr.
Spot on by the referee.
In the right place, wasn't he?
Having a look at it from that angle. Here's Eddie Pettiborn. Very late call-up to this United States squad, but no doubt very pleased that he is here, and he's got a penalty.
That's what America needed, wasn't it? Just after the couple of defensive sets on their own line, and Pettiborn keeping his legs pumping and causing problems for the Scottish defence, and gets a penalty as well.
And look how far downfield that's taken them. Very much within striking range with 6 tackles in the bag. Another test for Scotland's defence. Shipway with the initial twist and turn. Yes, Shipway again, Matthew Shipway. Tui Samoa.
14, Andrew, no
Priestley.
hands.
Oh, that looked forward to Newton. Let's not call that one. But it certainly looked forward. James Chard, I think, is a touch on the far side. He might have got a view of that as well. Eddie Pettiborn. So look how close they are. That's the whitewash. That's the white line they're aiming for. Joseph Paulo and Howard onto a forward pass. And it's Scotland's turn to breathe a sigh of relief and get possession back here.
Paulo was thinking the one before was, mine wasn't. That was a tough goal, but he's adjudicating that one's forward, so whether he got a call or not, he's in a bit better position there, Terry Alibert. Shipway Howard it was, wasn't it? the recipient of the ball.
Keep working on the move code, boys. Tackle is complete. No hand on the right. Yeah, good. Stay closer. Come on. Yeah,
Scotland need to stay patient, Dave. I know it's easy for us to say up here, but they've got to take benefit of the fact that the Americans have played 3 games in 9 days.
Job number 1 is to win tonight for Scotland. That gives them a fighting chance of qualification, and then hope that Tonga beat the Italians in their final game at Halifax on Sunday. But Scotland can make it a little easier for themselves if they can win by a considerable margin. They're only about 14-16 points behind Italy in points difference at the moment, so they'll need to reverse that. But it's hard to see them winning by such a margin against this United States side.
To stay patient. The points generally come when you establish a little bit of field position, Dave, and you take a juice out of the opposition's tank. And they've got to go through that process, Scotland. They're not going to play it by up me, around me, off me football and offload mania. They've got to still set their platform and get to the right parts of the field, and then I'm confident they will score points. It's a dogged United States team. A lot of pride about this team.
Solid stuff by Peter Wallace, Terry Mattison. The 2 coaches, by the way, Terry Mattison and Steve McCormack, are intimately aware of each other. They've coached against each other several times in England. When Terry Mattison was at Castleford, he got a win over Steve McCormack's Witness in a championship grand final. And Steve McCormack got one back when he, as the Barrow coach, got them a victory in a Challenge Cup at Castleford, which was a real upset a couple of years ago. There's been plenty of other occasions too. Here's Ferremo.
Moment! Then wait. Adam! Well done, Adam.
Newton. Clint Newton. They're claiming a bit too much interference.
That's a couple of times that's happened for Scotland, isn't it? Happens to Andrew Henderson there. He has a leg tug on Newton. He's trying to get up, and whether he's played for it or not, it's a big Oscar performance from the land of America, but it's a penalty, and it's late in the tackle count again, and Scotland can't afford to keep doing that, giving the Americans free field position. Remember, they're the ones that have to take the juice out of this USA tank. They're the ones that have to get on the board scoring points.
Priestley. Pettiball. Immediately snagged by Adam Walker, the Hulkingston Rovers prop. Offerdal.
They'll be going at it next year, those two.
The pick-up by Tui Samoa, who's seen a little bit of a gap in which to dive here. It's the recovery just behind the line by Adam Walker, and I think Tui Samoa's hurt himself.
I think it was an accident, but he got a boot in the face, or a knee or something when he fell down. Let's have a look. He just thinks he's gone. Boom, yeah, kick in the face. Then a complete accident. Good progress there till this point, and then yeah, ouch. Don't think he's too badly hurt. Yeah, Matty Russell's shin on his mush.
He's one of those players, the kind of story that we've seen repeated many times throughout the tournament, taking time off work. He works as a storeman back in Australia, plays with the Redcliffe Dolphins. So taking time off work for what is 40 quid a day while he's here, but playing for pride and playing with plenty of it. Oh, Joseph Paulo's dropped the ball in the collision. And the Scots get the 0 tackle there and a chance to clear their lines here.
Well, he is fallible then. And a penalty for Scotland. But Joseph Paulo can make mistakes, would he?
Has a wiggle ever sung about you, to your knowledge?
Well,
You've got a racehorse named after you, haven't you? For our Australian viewers, our viewers down under, they might not know.
It's a good horse as well.
It won a race, didn't it?
It won a race. It won it by a mile. It wasn't a 3-legged donkey. It's a good horse.
Brian Noble running in the 2:15 at Haydock the other week.
Owned by our Australian viewers will know the owner of the horse, the good Dr. Marwan Kukash,
who had a runner in the Melbourne Cup, came third, didn't it?
And a couple of decent press conferences as well.
Henderson picks up. Scotland looking left. Danny Brough throwing it further left. There's no way through this time. Hurst plays it. Brough. Adam Walker decides he's going to have a pot and has a run and takes them on and offloads ill-advisedly. Gives it away to Mark Offerdal.
So that's the kind of thing that will incense, I'm trying to think of the right word, frustrate Steve Mack. their coach, because a couple of late count penalties, not building pressure, a couple of offloads not going to hand. It's letting this American team off the hook. They need to make them play 6-tackle football for at least 20 minutes. And you watch the opportunities that'll come then.
Clint Newton keeps turning up, doesn't he? Battering round down that right-hand side.
And this bloke,
Eddie Pettiborn, yeah.
Boffendal as well. They've gone well, haven't they?
A really solid pack and a really good pair of halves operating behind as well, haven't they? And that helps, doesn't it? If you've not been together long, if you've got a bit of quality in there, keep it simple, play the basics, and the United States have been doing just that. Joseph Paulo. That's tackle 5. 20 minutes played, just the one score so far, as back it comes to Priestley again with a kick. Who's going to claim it? David Scott. Oh, again they've let it bounce, but again it's a claim. One of these days it's going to jag back, isn't it?
That third one, that's 2 strikes. The third one is going to hit on the bounce and come back. Watch. Got that one right as well.
Scotland for the moment are okay. Oh, he's not, Alex Hurst. He's okay to play it, but he's going to need a bit of treatment here. Henderson, Andrew Henderson.
I don't see a natural hooker in the Scottish team to replace Henderson, so he might have to manage his energy and make sure that he's out there for 80 minutes, which will probably affect the effectiveness of the Scots in and around the ruck, but the rest of their spine remains, so they should be all right.
We've watched him a lot playing for Sheffield this year, haven't we? And he's, I don't think we've seen him do a full 80 minutes, Andrew Henderson. Maybe tonight is the night he has to step up and do that. We'll see how many hookers do a full 80 minutes these days. It's a decent kick. Faremo picks it up, looks around and sees that there's a line of blue, a ribbon of blue stretched across the 20-metre line, and he's going no further than that.
He makes some meters after contact, Dave. What I mean by there, when he hits the line, he gets another 5 and 6 metres with people hanging around him and takes the juice out of the defenders. He's had a good tournament
United
too.
States have brought Joel Lawani on, talking about switching in dummy half. But he's not playing in that position at the moment. It's this is Lawani. But they've still got Tui Samoa out there as well. Here he goes, off, skipping forward. Asking the Scots what they got in defence over there. The Scots providing a very certain answer, but oh, he's hurt. He's hurt here, Tui Samoa.
Second time, I think he got whacked then by Ferguson.
Henry, just have a look.
Oh, he's having a go at Dale Ferguson.
Henry, just have a look.
He's not happy.
Wait. Knock it up.
Oh, he's going around the neck there, isn't he?
There's a hand from
Knock it up.
Danny Addy in there as well. Was that a little suspicious?
It's a crush tackle, you know, when they squash tackle. Watch, lose his neck out. That's dangerous. Good job he didn't lose his feet. You have to say Ferguson's just trying to manage that. He's not happy some more, is he?
So Thierry has a word with the Scotland skipper Danny Brough and Dale Ferguson.
It's a crucial, you are on the report.
What language they're speaking down there?
He's going on report, that's what that means. You don't need a language. Yep, there's the squash tackle and a penalty. See clearly here for our viewers, Ferguson lifts him up from the behind of the neck, and when he adds weight to the back of his neck, it's a pretty dangerous tackle. See there? And he pushes down. You're not allowed to do that there. And it's annoying for players.
Yeah, he's still suffering. He's coming off here. I'm not sure if this was a planned exit anyway, or whether it's been hastened by that injury, but with Lawani on the field, well, Mirando's coming on as well now. He's another half, isn't he? So maybe it's Mirando who's the planned interchange in that position here tonight. Lawani, of course, can play second row, the man from West Tigers. Offerdal taking it forward. And it is Mirando, who's new to us in this World Cup, who's up there at dummy half, and the United States who are right up there on the Scottish line. Priestley dribbling it through. There was a slip in back play.
Right there, did he get there?
And I think he might have got there. The referee has put the square in the air here, but Taylor Welsh, I think, who got across. So let's hear from the video referee.
Okay, and we'll freeze it. Keep going. They look pretty good anyway. Yep, they're all on, so we'll just follow that through. Okay, can I get that camera angle so we're looking straight down the barrel of it, please? Okay, and if we can slow it down as it's coming. Slow, slow, slow. Go back. Backwards, please. Okay, so slow, 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 slow. Okay, can I just get that in normal speed, please? It's looking okay at the moment. Just get this in normal speed, please. Yep. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. We're going to go for a try, Thierry. Thank you very much.
The man from Dallas, Texas, has got the United States' second try of the night. Taylor Welsh. 8 points to nil, kick to come, and they're loving every minute of it.
Well, that's a great kick from Priestley. Puts it on a string for his outside back to taste. Particularly Taylor Welsh. Knew what was coming, played through in the count, goes to the line, threads the needle through the line. And Welsh finishes, beats Hurst to the punch, and that's another score USA. And you have to say that throughout this tournament, well, Priestley and Paolo have been outstanding for the USA, and his kicking there was terrific, but great athleticism from Taylor Welsh.
Well, he's the fella who's the only American ever to play in Super League, isn't he, Taylor Welsh? The only American-born player to play in Super League. Having come over with his dad, and he was in the Warrington Youth Academy for a short time. And he did play in one game before going back to Chicago, where he plays his rugby league at the moment. Joseph Paolo from the touchline, can't add the two. His kicking for goal has not been absolutely impeccable in this tournament, but the rest of it's pretty decent.
Kicking's been ordinary. Is that the right word? Ordinary. This great kick here from this boy's kicking's been great in field, and Paolo's has as well, and that's a running opportunity for 3 USA players, and Welsh shows good legs, good speed. Touchdown in the corner.
So Scotland need a reaction here. They've been involved in some tough encounters. Their character has been questioned in both the games they've played so far against Tonga and Italy, and on both occasions their character has come through with shining colours. And here is the third test for Steve McCormack's side. 8-0 down, a night they need to win, and they get a penalty here, a bit of crossing.
It is a penalty. It was a good call from Thierry Alibert. Ran round the back of the ruck.
Quick tap taken by Danny Brough. Handed on the inside for Brett Phillips.
Look after the ball, Scotland. Look after the ball and build some pressure. Get to the right parts of the field, and you'll have some rewards.
Andrew Henderson offering it on to Luke Douglas. Douglas, 15 metres away. Henderson again. Here's Danny Brough. Back to Wallace. Into the line comes Matthew Russell. Russell flicked his ankles out of one tackle, but found another one waiting. 5 away. Wallace. Oliver Wilkes. Relatively fresh pair of legs on the field, having appeared from the interchange bench. Henderson, Wallace, Brough. They've got the numbers left, but the Americans are right in their face. They can't get it left. 5 gone. Here comes the last. Henderson shuttles up to dummy half again, trying to make the gap, and over goes Hurst. But he's going to be sandwiched in amongst all those big American players. It was a Hurst burger, and he's not going to be able to get it down. And I think it was a 6 tackle, so it's a handover to the United States.
Well, anybody that thought the Americans thought they were tired, have a look. 5 American shirts there to stop that touchdown, to whatever, put down, whatever from Hurst. And they're real determined not to let this league go as well, haven't they? We saw that at the weekend against the Welsh. Pounded the line and couldn't get across. Iestyn Harris's men. Scotland going to have to be patient. The juice will fail towards the end of this game, trust me.
So the United States rolling it forward again, and Eddie Pettibald still going here, 26 minutes in, still carrying it with plenty of enthusiasm and endeavour. Inside pass that the Scots have read, but the offload from Offerdal is good, and Paolo gets it away to Craig Priestley, who steps a couple of times, the last of those into the chest of Danny Brough.
He stepped into somebody, he should have kept going. He'd beaten 2 people, who was in the clear.
Paolo looking wide, it's been dropped, and it's picked up by Alex Hurst. And just for a glimmering second, it looked as though he might have got a break on. But the United States respond well enough in defence. So Scotland as a result of that, back with the ball in their hands, and back in the US half. Slip by Wallace made him an easier target for Joe Luani. Henderson, very proud Scottish family, Andrew Henderson. 30 away, and they've got another penalty just as the tackles were running out. A little bit of US indiscipline.
That is a penalty as well. He needs to pick his game up, doesn't he? Miranda spent far too long in the tackle there. He was wrestling and trying to... Can't do that. On the wrong side of that effort. And great opportunity here for Scotland.
So the tap 15 away. And here comes the first drive from Mitchell Stringer, the Championship Player of the Year last year in England. One of several with a Sheffield connection. Another of those, Andrew Henderson. Away to Wallace. Wallace looking left. Danny Brough now stepping back on the inside against the grain of that defence and finding a gap. What about that? Individual magic from Danny Brough. Was there a bit of obstruction? What about the touchdown? It's video ref time again, but Danny Brough is certain, absolutely certain. Let's hear from the video referee.
Okay, yep, this is good. Okay, it's on the outside, but it's not. It's these guys here. Ooh. Can I get a close-up? Slow. Yes. Okay. Can I get that first angle back, please? Yeah. Can I get that one back again, please? That same one, please, and slow it. Okay. Okay. So he's in the line. Yeah, I'll have that corner one. I'm not liking it. Yeah, I don't like what Danny Brough has done. That guy's waited in the line, so I'm going to take it off him. Thierry, it's going to be a penalty for an obstruction 10 metres out.
It's going to be rough on Brough. Henry's taking it off him. No try. Scotland get back down the other end. They were waiting for the restart. Shaking ahead from the coach. But the obstruction on Miranda, wasn't it?
I think it was a penalty. Miranda may well have milked it, may well have given the big Oscar performance, but he's in the line and he impedes Miranda making a play in theory. I don't know whether he's smiling or laughing at saying it's an obstruction in the line, and I have to say Henry Perenara has to give that for me. I'd give it in the same position. I'd give it the same penalty myself.
There's a smile and a grimace all in one there from Danny Brough, wasn't it?
I think that was one of those sarcastic smiles that says, you've got this wrong, without saying that in plain language.
You reckon he got it right?
I think he got it absolutely right, yes.
United States, line intact. It remains 0-zip from their point of view. And they lead by 8. Bringing it back inside Scottish territory. Luani, 20 away, 4 tackles gone, 2 to go. Miranda, Joseph Paolo, into the line comes Freed and helps it away to Garvey.
Come on, Andrew. Good.
Got a lot of space to get the kick away here on the final tackle as Joseph Paolo spins it high again. Comes down a little colder than it went up into that night sky. Offload by Christian Freed. Still keeping it alive. Newton has to readjust to collect it, but he doesn't collect it. He leaves it for Taylor Welsh instead, and Welsh tries to offload. And Danny Addy is very, very happy to have it back in Scottish hands. Half an hour play.
There's a bit of schmozzle around the ball there, Dave, on the kick. I thought a Scottish player had touched it, but clearly not. Thierry Alibert was probably in the right position, and so they played into an offload frenzy, did the USA. And
this is a big effort from Andrew Henderson, isn't it? 30 minutes he's been out there.
16,
he's still rolling on.
Yeah, but he can't feel sorry for himself. He's got to run this team for 80 minutes.
He won't be feeling sorry for himself, will he? He'll be loving this. He'll be loving every minute of it. Here he goes, having a run. A dart from dummy half, just inside the US half. Danny Brough. Oh, carrying it right to the line, keeping them guessing. Paolo guessed right, if it was a guess. He read it right. Wallace
Okay, stay 10.
just changing the direction of the fullback, Christian Freed.
10, wait.
Flicks it up
Okay,
into
now.
the hands of Ferimo, the winger.
First, move.
His dad is an
Marcus!
American, Barreto Ferimo. That is
Okay,
why he
now.
qualifies for this US side.
He got a quick play the ball then. I'm really impressed with what he does in the backfield and gets his team rolling. Then you've got a bloke like Freed who's going to capitalise on that quick play the ball. 3 Scottish defenders on Farrimore there. And whilst he didn't make the meters he usually did, he got up and played the ball quickly.
Well, you've got to take your hats off to the quality in both these sides, haven't you? A lot of championship players with Scotland. Here comes Matthew Peterson. A lot of New South Wales and Queensland Cup players on the United States side. A lot of American League players in that United States setup as well. So the quality is immense given that fact. Joseph Paolo, very much a star of the NRL. The kick downfield and pieces
Well done,
after
Matty
it.
Russell.
Russell gets up. He wanted to get up and play it on. The referee says
let
go
him
back.
play on. Let him play on. Or is he play on?
Move, Clint.
Bounce. He wasn't
Don't move
tackled.
back.
Watch. Let go of him. Play on.
3, move.
Scotland looking to build momentum.
4.
Ben
move.
Helliwell, the centre,
Go.
the man out of dummy half.
Go.
Henderson to his left, where Danny Addy's there again.
Move. No hands. Go. Danny.
Brough
Okay, give it 10.
letting it fly. Oh, and Freed letting it bounce. There's a mistake. He's lost about 10 metres by doing that. Between the legs. And the Scots are up in numbers. And with real enthusiasm again. Sensing that maybe they can pin them down here. But Garvey doing his level best to reverse his side's fortunes. You'll see the player on the pitch there, the Scottish player with no number on his back. That is Sam Barlow. Slamming Sam. He can have an impact, can't he?
Well done, mate.
Priestley.
Play on.
Loose
play on.
back on the inside.
Free.
This is Hefo, who's caught it in the end.
4. Move. Wait.
Mirando,
Wait.
that's the halfway line you're looking at. USA are halfway there, but this is the 5th tackle. As Offerdale tries to push it forward again.
5. Move.
Mirando looking for Priestley, who in turn is looking for the kick, just sliding it down. It skips up nicely and conveniently into the hands of Alex Hurst, and he pops off the offload. And here comes Matty Russell, just sashaying round one, fancying there was a gap there. But it closed up and closed down.
He looks dangerous, doesn't he, in broken field, Matthew Russell. Great footwork, great speed. Gets his team on the front foot. Bit of a risky offload from Hurst, but released Russell, so probably worth the chance. And here's Sam with his footwork.
Sam Barlow,
3. Move.
just over the 40.
Right, 10.
Looking forward to watching Matty Russell again next season in the Super League, of course, having signed for the Warrington Wolves. Dale Ferguson,
Ferguson on the
wonderful break by him. Support back from Danny Addy. Addy running in midfield. Where's the support? Defence was up there. Addy up plays. Wallace to Brough. Brough wide to Helliwell. Helliwell again looking to punch a hole in an American defence. Good offload. Phillips tries his luck. Brough punches it on. Wallace picks it up. Oh, interception almost by Newton. It goes to ground. It's another set. They might not need another set. They might need only one chance. Oh, it's gone behind the player. Alex Hurst, who has to find a way and might still find a way back down the middle. He's held up over the line. It was a move that had everything apart from the try at the end of it. And they might still get that.
Wait.
The Americans are hanging on.
0.
6 minutes to the break. They're looking a little World Cup weary at the moment as Scotland throw everything at them. But as weary as they are, they keep providing a defensive response. Wallace, Brough, Helliwell. Kept to hold with defenders climbing all over him, but I think Matthew Peterson is claiming
he
was
knocked on.
Well, Helliwell was desperate to get that pass away.
He didn't knock on, did he?
Well, Matthew Peterson looked pretty sure here. Have a look at this. He looks as though he's going down, as though he's trying to get the pass away.
We can't see it. Yeah.
little, maybe a fumble in there, but that's very harsh. I tell you what, the decisions have not gone Scotland's way in this game, have they, so far?
And that will turn if they stay patient. You know, element of break there, and back end of the half in the last 6 or 7 minutes. It might take that long in the second half, but America will try to slow things down now.
Scotland scoreless in this opening 35 minutes. The United States imperious in their performance for a lot of the time and hanging on when the juice has been running low for the rest of the time. Still looking to bang it forward. Ifo goes to ground.
Andrew, too early, Andrew!
Joseph Paolo. It's Daniel Howard of the Wentworthville Magpies, who's dragged down short of the 9 metres. Paolo trying to find room to kick, can't find it, so back it goes to Priestley, and Priestley letting it fly. It's a good take by Alex Hurst. He's already up to the 40s, trying to run through Priestley, but he's a tough little character, that scrum half, isn't he?
Tough little hombre. Tough little hombre. And gets a slap around the belly from Hurst as well. Here we go, Hurst. He picks out the little fella. Priestley, boom. Digs his shoulder in.
Just a time or two, him standing his line, standing in that defensive line and not letting anyone pass. Stringer, desperate to hang on in that tussle with Eddie Pettiborn. He does hang on. Danny Brough. Oh, shaking him off. Talking about tough little characters. Matthew Russell.
I think he's got his mad up, Danny Brough. Boom, get that into here. I think his decision not to allow his score has fired him up.
The kick is high. The kick is high. It bounces. But it's going to be United States hands that grab a hold, and Daniel Howard with 3 minutes of the half remaining.
Bit of an unsung hero, isn't Daniel Howard? Cleans things up, takes the dirty. This blow, gosh, he's strong.
He's Los Angeles born, Daniel Howard, but he has in the past, I think, been on the books of the Sydney Roosters.
Oh, Danny's definitely got his mad up. He's throwing his weight around.
Clean cut David Miranda out of dummy half. Newton with the soft hands gets it away. Taylor Welsh has grabbed a hold of. Going no further thanks to the efforts of Alex Hurst. Back to Priestley. Joseph Paolo inside for Eddie Pettiborn. Little skip of the knees and then off he goes to push himself forward. 5 gone. Here comes the 6th. Joseph Paolo. Again, it twists and turns in the air. And a good take by David Scott. Good chase as well by the United States.
Well there, Garvey, didn't he, on the chase and the tackle? And
Move! Come on, 10.
So Scotland with 2 minutes to get themselves on the scoreboard, but an awful long way to go. Danny Brough. Little step inside by Danny Addy. As the defensive line came up sharp. Hurst now out from dummy half, wants to have a go. Brough. Oh, here's a creative kick from him into the hands of Scott. And Scott back on the inside. Another kick, Shostak takes it. Well, that's the 5th. It's still the 5th. Still the 5 tackles here. This might change things.
Well,
it does.
6 more.
It is 6 more now. Hand from America and 6 more on the halfway line. They risked their luck and it paid off for Scotland.
They should have had a result the time before. I think they touched it then as well, the USA, but they've got the 6 more now.
Sambalo with a drive forward. Scotland taking up ground inside United States half. Ferguson.
Here's the smart kick from Brough. A punt pass to Scott. Scott releases it. Well, he doesn't play the ball, does he, Paolo? So he's probably got the right call there, but the Australia back.
Barlow put down. Henderson. Brough to Wallace. This now is Halliwell. Running sideways and running out of room because the American defenders are going with them. 4 tackles into the last 45 seconds. So Scotland looking to set something up here. They're giving it away, and Peterson brings it away.
Stringer with the offload, and you can see they've been making miles with keeping the ball alive, but he's just thrown that hopefully, and they'll finish the half. They'll rock the ball out here, the USA, kick the ball and go into the half with an 8-0 lead.
And deservedly so.
Yeah.
Hold.
18 seconds of the half remaining. Petitbon is slow to his feet. More to do with the timing of the game, I'm sure, than any potential injury. Morando. Newton trying to promote the issue on that right flank, down that right channel. Loving these Scottish shorts, by the way. As a half-time hooter sounds, Ferguson might just have got a bit of a dig there as he made that tackle. But half-time, the United States leading by 8 points to 0, thanks to those tries from Christian Freed in the 7th minute and Taylor Welsh with a diving effort in the 22nd minute. Scotland have knocked at that USA door several times. It has remained shut. Half-time, United States lead 8-0.
Coverage brought to you by BetDAC, the sports betting exchange.
It's the final games of the group stage